YouTube and the internet at large. My name is Arlen May, also known as the Artrix, and you're watching episode number 5 of the Artrix Art and Vlog show. Today is 24th of June 2013 and let's get started. I have been drawing a lot in the past few weeks. I think there are about 2 commissions and at least 2 effort pieces. One of which is actually a combination of a lot of, well, medium effort pieces. So there's a lot of material to go into these art and vlog shows. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to just hold on to some footage to save for later, because yeah, there's probably going to be a time when I want to talk about something and I want the art to be there just in case. So for this episode, I'm going to dish you guys with the footage that went into the production of a deviation named Chick Flick. For those out of the loop, Chick Flick is an image that shows Rarity and Sweetie Belle, humanized of course, watching a, well, typical romantic comedy, chick flick, drama, whatever it is. And the source of humor is in that both characters are not the same age at all. Rarity is presumably an adult, and Sweetie Belle is a prepubescent girl. So it goes without saying that their experience of watching this movie is not going to be the same. We all know that Rarity is all about melodrama and well, this is right up her alley, and she really gets into it, so to speak. And while it is known that Sweetie Belle is the most emotionally sensitive of the 3 Cutie Mark Crusaders, she just doesn't get it. But then again, most romantic comedies are pretty fucking retarded, so, well, I guess it sort of evens out there. But yeah, this image really came out almost exactly the way I wanted it to be. And that's really satisfying to an artist. It was a really nice excuse to play around with the lighting, especially since we got multiple light sources in here. There's the lights in the kitchen that are still on. There's obviously the light being emitted from TV. And there's also a light behind Rarity's couch, or Shay's lounge, I should say, that is emitting light as well, even though it's not really that much. But nonetheless, there's a lot of light sources, so it really gives me an opportunity to really play with all the shadows and light sources and what have you. And it's really atmospheric. Also, if I may say so myself, the perspective came out really well. It really gives you the impression that you're right in there, though you're more like an unseen observer, so you're like taking a sneaky peek into this other reality, so to speak. And it doesn't look staged. Like, yeah, there's all this stuff laying around, but that is to be expected when you're just peeing out and just watching a movie with your little sister. Because, well, yeah, that's what you do when you're a big sister, right? The thing I was having most trouble with here was getting the pose for Sweetie Belle right, actually. I didn't expect this, but that was the most difficult pose to get right. Opposed to Rarity's pose, which I had down like at the first try. Also, the fact that she's eating Powerpuff Girls cereal is, well, that was pretty freaking obligatory. Also, Powerpuff Girls cereal was a real thing, right? It's just that I can't really imagine it tasting particularly good. It probably tastes like corn syrup and sugar and glucose with some, well, color additives to it. Overall, it was a pretty fun picture to work on. It sink in quite some time into it, but it was all worth it, I think. This is really more about the actual act of drawing than the concept, I think, though the concept's still pretty nice. In hindsight, it might actually be a little bit over-rendered, but it's not really that much of a problem, and it was time well spent. So yeah, like I said, after that I worked on some, or even during this, I worked on some commissions, and I also worked on a picture named Press A to Float, which is essentially video games applied to humanized ponies, in which each and every character is using their specific method to defy gravity, as seen in many platforming games. So I'm pretty sure that's what we'll get into with the next Artrix Art vlog show, depending on how much footage that there is, well, by the time I get to recording that episode. Also, if you're watching this and wondering if it's possible to commission me, yes you can. So you can go to my DeviantArt. There's a page specifically dedicated to commissions. So you can read that and send me a note if you're interested. Yeah, even if you're not sure, just leave me a note and just ask for information about commissions, and I'll be sure to get back to you in a timely manner. With that said, let's go into the territory of mostly animated related news and other assorted crap that I want to talk about. One thing is E3 and the release or announcement or reveal of the new consoles, because apparently the 8th generation is in full swing now. Yay! Most people that know me know that I'm not really that much of a console gamer, or at least I don't really consider myself to be really hardcore. Yes, I am a PC gamer, and in recent years I've been sort of in the Nintendo camp when it comes to, you know, console gaming. I'm not particularly fond of the recent trend of first-person shooters dominating the console market, and it's essentially all gray and brown war simulators in which you peek through some visor all the time, and yeah, it doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. Not to say that I don't enjoy first-person shooters. I'm particularly big fan of, for instance, the Left 4 Dead franchise, but yeah, that's on the PC, and that's where I feel right at home when I'm playing my first-person shooters. So I guess I'm just, you know, that sort of player when it comes to first persons. I own a Wii U. I bought it at launch actually, because I had some credit at some stores. Was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use it on a Wii U. It was actually the first console I ever bought at launch, and so far I'm really liking it as a, you know, living room console. For one thing, the Wii U is proving to be the most useful tool for viewing YouTube videos on my LED TV. Like the TV has some functionality to hook up my phone to it, but for some reason it's not as reliable as the Wii U. I can just pick up the controller, visit YouTube as I would on my computer, and it works like a charm. I suppose the best way to describe the whole Wii U thing is that it's the perfect party console. Like, it's really nice to play asymmetrical games. Nintendo Land, while it has its fault and it's basically an overglorified tech demo, does have some pretty nifty games that utilize the whole asymmetrical gameplay thing. It's just a really nice, silly console. Never really been a big fan of the PlayStation brand or Sony in general. I haven't owned a Sony product in what is literally more than 10 years, I think. But I must say, with all the news coming out, it seems that Sony has learned its lesson, and it really seems to really offer some serious competition to Microsoft and its Xbox brand. It seems affordable, the specs look good, but on the other hand, it doesn't really wow me in the sense of performance. But it's, you know, it's PC gaming seems to always be a step ahead, and all these consoles seem to be like watered down computers anyway. And then there was the whole Xbox One thing. For one thing, see what I did there? The way they unveiled that console was downright embarrassing. Yeah, guys, you can use this console to watch TV on your TV while you're watching TV, and you can use voice commands to turn on your TV using our awesome cable box, and I guess it also play games, and there's a pretty picture of some dog. There was also this thing where Microsoft was basically ramming DRM up your ass with this thing, and gamers weren't impressed at all. Yeah, so it was no surprise that, well, the pre-orders for the PS4 were, well, significantly higher than that for the Xbox One, because hey, we all like DRM, right? yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with the PS4. So surprise, surprise. Then there was Microsoft basically doing in 180 and removing all the DRM from its console. Needless to say, I'm not very excited about Xbox, and if I had to choose between the PS4 and the Xbox, currently my bet is on the PS4, considering, you know, everything I've heard so far. It doesn't look like I'm going to buy either of these consoles. In other news, Disney or Pixar, to be honest, I forgot which one it was, but there was a trailer or teaser for the movie Frozen. I have still no clue what to think of it, so let's just leave it at that. The trailer was kind of cute, but it also had like a sense of blandness to it. I guess we just have to wait and see what else is gonna be revealed about this movie, but thus far, I can't really say I'm pumped. Shout out goes to Sekle on deviantART for pointing me to the trailer for Lego Movie that's supposed to come out in 2014. Generally speaking, I'm not exactly a very big fan of the whole Lego franchise. It kind of feels like shovelware, and I don't know, it just, the whole concept of Lego franchises that aren't the actual Legos seem pointless to me, but I'm sure a lot of people will disagree. But this movie seems to have a pretty interesting art style, and yeah, it actually got me interested more than the Frozen teaser did, so good job for that. And for the very last, let's not forget the whole thing that's Equestria Girls that was released on June 16 this year, of course. The more I hear and see about it, the more I grow apathetic about this whole thing, to be honest. There actually are a bunch of leaks on YouTube. I think it's now possible to see the whole thing as a cam rip, but I just don't want to. I'm just not excited enough, and that's telling a lot about this movie. Yes, people are saying that it's got the same charm and same quality writing and art style and artwork and animation that we're used to from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. But the way this show was conceived is the very antithesis to what actually made the show enjoyable. Like I said earlier, the art style is not the problem of this movie. The art style is fine. But this movie is clearly designed to appeal to a very specific market, to do a very, very specific thing. This movie was designed with a specific focus group, and they want to achieve this one thing instead of actually making a series that's enjoyable, which, you know, they have to make money somehow. But it really shows in this whole movie, as far as I've seen, that is. So yeah, eventually I'll end up seeing it. I'm pretty much obliged at this point. At this point, I just really hope that this is just gonna be it, so we can get this over with. From what I've seen and heard, it doesn't look like this is actually gonna be a spin-off series. Perhaps I'm terribly wrong, but I don't see how they're exactly going to do with it, especially with the way they set this thing up. I just hope this is gonna be a one-time thing and they'll just forget about it. I don't know, we'll see. And that concludes this episode of the Artrix Art Vlog Show. Rate, favorite and subscribe as always. Also watch me on deviantART and follow me on Twitter, because that's very useful, I would say. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it and see you guys next time. The end.